Imagine a cheese so bold and creamy, it's been a global favorite for centuries, gracing everything from gourmet salads to enhance American steakhouses. Each year, over 18,000 metric tons of this blue-veined masterpiece are crafted from sheep's milk and a mysterious mold in the ancient caves of France. How does Roquefort, the king of blue cheeses, come to life? Join us as we unravel the secrets behind this legendary delicacy. Roquefort is a creamy, crumbly blue cheese from France, crafted from the milk of sheep. It's one of the oldest cheeses in the world and one of the few blue cheeses still made with raw milk, rigorously tested for safety. Its flavor is bold and its texture is creamy. It's shaped into wheels of varying sizes, with distinctive blue mold veins radiating from the center outward, creating a unique pattern in each piece. It was one of the first cheeses to receive a protected designation of origin in 1925, ensuring it's exclusively produced in the natural caves of Roquefort-sur-Sauzon, France. According to legend, the cheese was born when a shepherd left his lunch of bread and sheep's curd in a cave. When he returned a month later, he found the bread and cheese had turned blue. Taking a small bite, he discovered the combination was absolutely delicious. True Roquefort must be aged in these caves, where Penicillium roqueforti, a mold naturally present in the environment, gives it its signature blue veins and intense flavor. Each year, about 18,000 metric tons of this cheese are produced in France, equivalent to roughly 6 million wheels, each weighing about 3 kilos. It takes approximately 7 liters of milk to make 1 wheel of Roquefort. The cheese must be made with milk from Lacan sheep, a breed raised in a specific region of southern France. The aging process lasts at least 3 months in the caves, where it develops its creamy texture and distinctive slightly spicy, salty flavor. This is the Papillon Cheese Company, producing Roquefort since 1906. The company makes 1,600 metric tons of Roquefort annually, keeping the tradition of this iconic blue cheese alive. Roquefort begins in these hills, where the grass is the staple diet of the Lacan sheep. The herds graze in the hills and the Tarn Valley, where the air is pure and the grass is abundant. The sheep consume 3 kilos of fresh grass daily. After a day of grazing, they head to the barn to be milked using a modern hydraulic pump. Their nutrient-rich milk has the perfect fat content to create delicious cheese. The milk from these sheep is essential for Roquefort's unique flavor and texture. Milking occurs over 6 months each year, during which each sheep produces about 200 liters, enough to make 60 kilos of Roquefort. From December to June, the sheep are milked twice daily. Regulations require that the milk reaches the factory within 24 hours. As soon as the sheep are milked, the day's production begins its journey. To ensure quality and freshness, the milk is pumped into tanker trucks and quickly transported to the dairy. The first step in making Roquefort is receiving the milk. Every morning, thousands of liters of milk arrive from nearby farms. Unlike most cheeses, Roquefort is not pasteurized. It's one of the few blue cheeses still made with raw sheep's milk, a defining feature under its protected status. The first challenge cheesemakers face is the risk of harmful bacteria. To ensure the milk is safe, samples are tested in the laboratory. Batches that pass the tests enter the factory to be transformed into cheese. The challenge is that sheep's milk is over 80% water, so the next task is to separate the protein and fat, which will eventually become Roquefort. This is done using a natural enzyme extracted from calves called rennet. Rennet, derived from the calf's stomach, is crucial because it helps coagulate the milk. In this vat, 1,900 liters of fresh sheep's milk are transformed into several Roquefort wheels. Next, the rennet is mixed with the milk, causing it to coagulate and turn from liquid into a solid mass called curd. As the milk thickens, it separates into solid fat and protein curds and a liquid called whey. The solid protein clumps take 2 hours to form. The curd, growing denser, is the part used to make Roquefort. Once formed, the curd is cut into small cubes. A giant cheese cutter breaks down the curd. But how does it become blue cheese? This is the most critical step in making Roquefort. Penicillium roqueforti, a mold extracted from rye bread, is sprinkled over the curd. Rye bread plays a vital role in Roquefort production. Inside it grows Penicillium roqueforti, the microorganism responsible for the cheese's flavor and characteristic blue veins. To preserve tradition and maintain full control over production, Papillon has had its own bakery since 1975. Each year, Papillon's baker makes 300 loaves of rye bread for producing the mold used in the cheese recipe. The loaves are baked until the crust is firm, but the interior remains moist. The Penicillium roqueforti strain is injected into this part, and the mold grows inside the bread. Once the curd is coated with mold spores, it's poured into bucket-sized molds that give the cheese its characteristic round shape. In the molds, the cheese is cooled to 10 degrees Celsius, allowing it to solidify. During this process, excess whey is drained, helping the cheese take its shape and consistency. As the cheese dries, the aging process works its magic. First, carbon dioxide is released, giving the cheese its distinctive texture. Just 3 days after starting the process, slicing open a Roquefort wheel reveals tiny, perfectly formed cavities, an early sign of the transformation underway. The aging process continues, and the cheese expands as sugars turn into CO2. The wheels are turned and drained for nearly 2 days before moving to the salting stage. To enhance flavor and leverage salt's natural preservative properties, workers sprinkle the wheels with coarse sea salt. Each wheel receives a precise dose of salt. Before heading to the aging cellars, the wheels are pierced. This process involves making small holes in the cheese to allow the mold to develop properly inside. Initially, Roquefort is white, but over time it develops its characteristic blue color, spreading from the center outward. This change results from the mold's growth, transforming the cheese's texture and flavor. The cheese is left to age. The aging process takes about 10 days for the first blue veins to appear, a sign that the Roquefort is starting to take on its unique flavor and appearance. The Roquefort caves are special because they provide the perfect environment for cheesemaking. This geological formation, created millions of years ago when limestone cliffs collapsed, forms a 2-kilometer-long, 300-meter-wide system of well-ventilated caves. The caves maintain a constant 98% humidity and a temperature between 8 and 12 degrees Celsius, offering ideal conditions for aging the cheese. In these conditions, the mold develops within each 3-kilo wheel. The process is closely monitored by the master taster. After 20 days in the cave, the cheeses are wrapped in foil to slow the mold's growth and allow the texture to become creamier. Once the ideal aging point is reached, Roquefort has a crumbly yet slightly moist consistency. Its interior is laced with bold, pungent blue mold veins. It remains in the Roquefort cellars for 3 months, developing its creamy texture and distinctive intense flavor. In pursuit of the highest quality, the cheeses undergo rigorous inspections before being wrapped and distributed. Today, Roquefort is exported to many countries, including the US, where its bold, tangy flavor enhances salads, dressings, and steaks, adding a touch of sophistication to every dish. If you want to know how canned tuna is made, watch the video on your screen, and please like the video if you enjoyed it and share it with someone who might be interested. Also, subscribe to this channel by activating the notifications to continue learning. Thanks for watching.